Shalom.
I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Akim teaching about the mind while mock. That's a sincerity and truth. Great Millstone, Dallas. It's camp day, you know. And just looking at the prophecies, look at what's going on. You're starting to see more and more people, whether they sincere or not, wake up to the madness that's going on. Everybody can tell that there's something wrong. You know what I'm saying? The food, the people, the water, the food tube, school system, everything is all upside down, you know? But everybody's starting to see who the culprit is. Everybody's starting to see who's bringing all these things forth and allowing these things. Here it is, you're told that you can do whatever you want, say whatever you want, be whatever you want, but you can still go to prison. You know? Get down or lay down type spirit. And it's the self-proclaimed white man. You see? The Edomites that the Bible speaks of. The Lord talks about hating Esau and loving Jacob. When you get an understanding of what that's going into, it's talking about two nations that were both set up to rule the world. One temporarily and one forever. You see? And in layman's terms, you got so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who come from Jacob. And you got the Edomites, Amalek. You see? They come from Esau. Go ahead and bring it out to Isaiah.
All right. This is Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
That virgin daughter of Babylon. You see? Esau is always tied to Babylon. You see? He gets his cue from the Hamites, working through Satan. You know? But when you have an understanding of the prophecies and an understanding of the history and all these things come together, you know that the self-proclaimed white man is the Edomites. And those are the men, those are the men that so-called are in charge of the earth. The scriptures tell you that the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. Go ahead.
It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne.
I would say on the ground in the dust means a state of confusion. You see? Esau's scrambling right now. It's a whole lot of things that he got set in motion, but the prophets is on the scene just like the Lord said they will be in the last days. You see, checking this place down, letting him know that, look, we own to you. Go ahead.
And there's a shameful spewing on the glory of the wicked. They're having a so-called fall from grace right now, man. It says, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for there shall no more be called tender and delicate.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Your skirt has been lifted up, man. Everybody used to think that the so-called white man was God. You see? Based on his so-called IQ, dropping bombs on people. You know what I'm saying? The lies that he used to pretty much take over the world. Everybody was like, this gotta be the guy.
Right.
Ain't nobody do nothing with it.
Right.
But at the same time, according to prophecy, he was gonna be found out. It was gonna be inquisition made on the self-proclaimed white man. Go ahead.
We'll get that in 2:36. Yep. Isaiah 47:2. Take the millstones and grind mill. Uncover thy locks. Make bare the legs. Yeah, that's why this place is Babylon the Great, land of confusion, man. This is just complete confusion out here, man. Like, you ain't in your right mind if you complicit with this state of being right now, man. You're not in your right mind.
You're part of the problem, for real.
That's right. Continuing on, it says, take the millstone and grind mill, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass through the rivers.
That's what I would say. All those different things is going on, man. Everything this devil do, there's somebody to come up against him. Whether it's his own people, tongue falling upon themselves, or it's the prophets shaking the hand.
Right.
You see, the Lord said, go out into the highways and the byways and tell them. Don't worry about what they got to say. You tell them what I got to say.
Yeah. Because if I can say, even with this whole submarine thing being lost, it's guys that's not necessarily have platforms dedicated to the Bible that's calling this BS, man. Right. They're like, man, come on, man. Where the proof? Salakia. But that shows that the man of sin is being revealed. All of these deceptions, all of these enchantments, they're being revealed, man.
Right.
That's just one notable example today.
Well, as the line goes out throughout all the earth, as the prophet's voice goes throughout all the earth, that's the same time that the wicked begins to be revealed.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what we're seeing. The truth has been going out for some time now, especially with, you know, the internet. It's getting to the point to where nothing is being hid, and it says that in Wisdom of Solomon, the 1st chapter. Let me get it real quick because you guys quoted it. Wisdom of Solomon 1:7. But the Spirit of the Lord filleth the world, and that which containeth all things have knowledge of the voice. Therefore he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid, neither shall vengeance, when it punisheth, pass him by. For inquisition shall be made into the counsels of the ungodly, and the sound of his word shall come unto the Lord for manifestation of his wicked deeds.
And that's what's going on. The prophets came out based on the Lord's prophecy, come out, tell you what they're looking for, tell you what to look for, and with that information, people starting to see, oh man, yeah, this is the devil.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This man got to be the devil.
Yeah.
You know?
Like it says there in verse 8, therefore he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid.
That's what I'm saying. Now we
Yeah,
what he
the
say,
contrast.
we can piss the most high off, but we can make our own water.
Yeah.
We can do this, we can do that.
Yeah.
We don't need God no more. We don't need Jesus to give us eternal life. I got you now. You see? And he ain't hiding no more.
Yeah.
You know, it went from everything being in secret to, you know what? I got a short time now. I don't give a damn if they know it now. This thing is happening.
Yeah, he's being more intentional about his program. Now, even on the damn sign walking up here from the parking lot, it's like the damn iPhone sign. It says like your medical information, like in your hand or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like they're making it obvious. They're putting it,
Yo, it's the movie called, I don't know if you brother seen it. It's called They Live.
Oh yeah.
Where this guy has the goggles.
Yeah, I
he
remember
puts,
that. Classic.
he has the eye salve basically. He puts the eye salve on, and then he sees all the advertisement, how it gears toward, you know, the elites trying to control the minds of the people.
Yup,
You talk about that sign.
Yeah.
They're gradually preparing people to, you know, engage in that MOTV.
right.
To become that fourth industrial revolution, like Carl Schwab talked about, man merging with machine. And that happening is going to give the elites dominion over your soul, man.
Yo, they do it out in the open, but like you said, it's through gradualism.
Yeah.
It's just like if you cooking a pot of stew and you got the people in the stew, you start off on low heat. And as they get comfortable in there, you just gradually turn up the heat, man.
You know, like the frog.
Or just like the frog
you know, you
analogy.
put a
Yup.
frog in boiling water, you gradually turn, it'll just stay there, man.
Yup, yup.
And die.
Yup.
And that's what you people are doing.
Yup. That's right.
Marinating in the wickedness.
That's
They
right.
call Babylon the melting pot. You know?
Right.
It's a straight up gumbo.
A cauldron of wickedness, man. Yeah. But going back to Isaiah 47:3, it says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen.
That's what I'm saying. That's what's going on. Now you got phrases like, it's okay to be white, okay? What did you expect us to do? We have to civilize you. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, like they really go get somebody to say, you know what, you're right.
You might have a point.
No, man, you done. You done. If you feel like that, then you feel like that. But don't expect nobody to agree with you.
They tired of having white guilt.
Yeah. And I say, what's that? Isaiah 14. It
Yeah.
says, prepare slaughter for his children.
Yup.
You see, y'all the children. Go ahead.
It says, I'll read it again. Isaiah 47:3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yeah, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're gonna say the Lord ain't coming back. The Lord already came as a man in the flesh. You see? And he conquered death in that body by being without sin. You see? He made right his mistakes in past life, according to Hebrews, where it said that he gave up a sacrifice for himself and the people.
Right.
You know? So when the Lord said he's not coming back as a man, he's coming back in that angelic body. You see that new body that he earned when he was when he died, it was resurrected over 2,000 years ago. Go ahead.
Verse 4, it says, as for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into the darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms.
That's what I'm saying. When you notice, the self-proclaimed white man is tied to all the wicked kingdoms. Whether he's taking his lead from Ham, you know what I'm saying, or he's actually in power rule in complete wickedness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now, through the scriptures, through the prophecies, through understanding of the history, past, present, and future, pretty much, you understand who's who and what's what. And it said I would say the kingdom is going to be in the hands of the Edomites when the Lord sent his son back, based on prophecy. Go ahead.
It says, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy.
That's what I'm saying, man. You got to go back to the history of Jacob and Esau to understand where that hate comes from. You got people that always want to know why black people and white people don't get along. No, it ain't got nothing to do with black people and white people. It got something to do with Jacob, Esau, and the prophecies of the Heavenly Father, man. You see? It said when they was in their mom's womb, they was going to be fighting back and forth. And they were.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It said 2 manner of people was going to come out of Rebecca's womb, and it did. And based on the prophecies and based on what you read in the scriptures, now with the eye salves, you can see who's who and what's what. These people right here on this side, they got an enemy. They got enemies. But the number one enemy is the Edomites, the self-proclaimed white man. You see? And you can go all through the scriptures and see. You can look out in this present world and see who these things apply to. Who goes all over the world putting up embassies and messing up homes and power structures? It says the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, so it wasn't given into the hands of the wicked. He said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there. Go back to the prophecy. It said he was going to rule by the sword. Right? Everybody else, that's what I said. We got self-proclaimed white man down the street with a microphone claiming that he know the Bible. Haven't brought out one single precept.
Right.
You see? We come out here to read the Bible and teach. You see?
And let's see if they're going to be out here a few weeks or a month from now.
Yeah, it being stripe time for them.
Right.
But the Lord told us it was going to be like that. You see? Amongst the heathen and amongst Israel.
Right.
Of all things, a damn woman.
Yeah.
Her voice just made me so angry.
Yeah.
And that's because the 2 dudes got tired. They
Like
only been out there.
boys, shut up, bitch.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They had 2 dudes that spoke within 10 minutes and now a girl up there.
They need a break.
Weak ass ministry. But hey,
But really, Christianity, it's too late for you all.
I'm telling you.
You Christians trying to follow the Israelites around, it's over for you. All right, you've sold out for Satan. You've been of the world your whole existence. Now you want to try to get serious about the Bible at the very end when the Israelites raise up according to prophecy.
Right.
It's time for you to sit in the dust along with Babylon.
That's right.
Christianity helped forward Edomite supremacy.
That's right.
So that itself, as the elder said, is a shameful spewing on you Edomites and everything you've brought forth. And Christianity is a part of it.
That's right. That's right.
It's over. And your elites don't want nothing to do with the Bible. If you had any balls, you'd be in front of the abortion clinic, okay, the Catholic Church, the White House, and all of that complaining. Not in front of us. After all that has happened to the children of Israel over here, the fact that we're standing on our feet preaching and prophesying is a goddamn problem to Christians. If we're believing in a fairy tale, I mean, after all we've been through, goddamn, we can't come onto the street corners and believe a fairy tale?
Right.
Goddamn.
Have some solace in that.
Yeah.
Why ain't they at those alphabet marches
Exactly.
standing firm? So you Christians ain't got nothing to say to the Israelites, man.
Right.
Right. Christianity is just the battery being put in our people's back to wash away that white guilt. That's why the whole message is about forgiving everybody for everything. Taking, Christianity is just something to soothe the slaves.
Right.
But when you really deal with the scriptures, there's accountability. And then the answers to why the so-called black man and white man don't get along is in there. When you go to, let me read this really quick. Genesis 27 and 37, all right, this is why Esau the so-called white man has such a disdain for these people here. Because the everlasting kingdom was promised to them. Their blessing was temporary, right? Verse 37, Isaac answered, I have already made him master over you in regards to the blessing. And I have made all his relatives his slaves. This is in the GNT, by the way.
Right, and that's Isaac talking to Jacob of his blessing. And that stands.
Yeah.
He said, look, I've made Jacob Lord over you, Esau.
Yeah.
You're going to be Lord over your brethren, the Edomites. and they're going to bow to you one day. Go ahead.
Genesis 27 and 37. Isaac answered, I have already made him master over you, and I have made all his relatives his slaves. I have given him grain and wine. Now there is nothing I can do for you, son. Esau continued to plead with his father. Do you have only one blessing, father? Bless me too, father. He began to cry. Esau lifted, he was hurt.
But then when you read earlier, he despised his birthright. What is this birthright gonna do for me? I'm hungry as hell. You see? Go ahead.
And that's how he's lived in the earth with his rulership. He hasn't thought about the ramifications of the BS that he did. When you keep reading Isaiah 47, it said he forgot about the latter end of what he did. When he gave away that birthright, he didn't think about this day. Basically, his mindset was the land that's promised, that's afar off. We ain't gonna get that until, man, that's a long time from now.
We want an instant gratification.
Right.
Yeah. Which is how a woman makes decisions.
Right. How is that gonna profit me?
Yeah. She just wants to feel good in the moment. And that vibration is taking over all the people. This verse 39. Then Isaac said to him, no dew from heaven for you, no fertile fields for you. You will live by your sword. Who lives by the sword in today's time?
Right.
But
we'll just bomb them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just bomb them to hell.
We'll just bomb them to hell. What they gonna do? The almighty self-proclaimed white man. He quick to tell you what he gonna do to you.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. He's been blessed with a great military, which is the sword. And ultimately, we're living in a time, all right, because the Greeks, the Romans, they were known for their powerful military, and now it has expanded in the revival of Rome, okay, through America, NATO, and the EU. Okay, but we're living in a time where the Lord is dividing that sword, and where they're getting ready to go at war with one another over position into this NWO that we're seeing them trying to establish.
Right.
Okay?
But be your brother's slave. Yet when you rebel, you will break away from his control. And you know, this is that short time period where Esau has broken away from, you know, our control.
Right.
But it's coming to a halt, man.
Right. And they were controlled under the throne of David.
Right.
That's when the Edomites were under the control of the Israelites. You can get 1 Chronicles, the 18th chapter. We ain't got to get it. But the Edomites were servants and slaves to the Israelites,
right,
along with the Moabites, along with the Hamites, the Ammonites. All of those nations that were surrounding, roundabout, were taken down by David. That's how Solomon was able to have 40 years of peace. So the kingdom of heaven that we're proclaiming, the tabernacle of David, guess what? All right, the nations are going to be slaves all over again. And this is what they're trying to fight to ultimately overcome, their destiny. That's the cry you hear from these Edomites and these Christians, to try to run away from the destiny that is given by the Holy Scriptures and establish their own righteousness.
And it's been so since the beginning. This is the last verse. Verse 41. Esau hated Jacob because his father had given Jacob the blessing.
Now stop right there. That's what I'm saying. So when you go back into the history, like the Apostle Paul says, you got to understand the history to understand the mystery. You see? The mystery of who is doing all these different things behind the scene, it goes back to Jacob and Esau, two manner of people, the righteous and the wicked. What's that? Sirach 33. It tells you about those two things being set one against another. You see, you got to be able to put all these things together. And when Jacob said, and when Esau said, look, when Isaac died, I'm gonna kill Jacob.
Continuing on. He had given Jacob the blessing. He thought, the time to warn my father's death is near. Then I will kill Jacob.
That's what I'm saying, man. And so the fighting in the womb just elevated.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Knowing that there was gonna be two manner of people when you go through the history, right? Look, they came up against us when we was coming out of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? You got the whole Mordecai, Esther, and Haman situation. You know, you got the Greeks with Antiochus Epiphanes, the Romans who failed and then later came back in that little season, like the brother mentioned. You got all this history that you fast forward up to today. For a long time, it looked like it was just white against black. No. It's Jacob against Esau. You see? And based on this information, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, we understand who's who, what's what, the times we living in. They doing what they doing based off the prophecies.
Right.
The prophets come out here and say, look, by this time, you're gonna be seeing this, and this. You remember when the apostles and elders was going through the MOTB? Look how much it's advanced since 2007.
Right.
You see?
The story makes sense now that we understand the roles.
Exactly.
Once we got understanding of who was who, now the picture, we got the full view of the picture now, man.
You can't jump in the middle of a movie and then nobody tells you who's the protagonist or antagonist.
Right.
And you just figuring it out. Not a deep, intricate movie.
Right.
A movie where you have to think and know the details.
Right, exactly.
This gives us the details of who the protagonists and antagonists are.
That's right.
Yep.
So all of these enchantments are going out because Esau's, now he's faced with the obstacle of trying to detach what he's doing from what's written in prophecy. Because it's becoming more and more clear that he's the Edomite. It's becoming more and more clear that he's getting ready to issue forth what John the Revelator saw in Revelation 13. Things are becoming more clear. Okay, so he's trying to distract, all right, everybody through these enchantments.
It ain't nothing but distraction.
Everything that's happening with these celebrities, okay, all of these events, because you just had Hunter Biden, all right, get caught out there, and I believe he pled guilty to something, right? As soon as he pled guilty to submarines, which pretty much now that's drowning out the reality that this dude is a goddamn asshole, and he has ties in Ukraine. So what the devil is doing, and he's just trying to throw out all manner of distractions, all right, to take people's focus off of prophecy being fulfilled.
It's like wild swings too. It comes from everywhere. You know when somebody's in a desperation in a fight, so they just start swinging wild punches. He's throwing wild punches right now.
It's ridiculousness every day, man.
And then the prophets, the men of the Lord, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem just walking them down.
Literally, every time you look up, it's a new scenario, it's something new. And this is the sign of the times, man. The great confusion that is being spread throughout the earth, man.
Right. Yo, all of these distractions, all of these platforms are talking about the same things too, man. But Esau does that intentionally, man, just to take, the target off his back, man.
Right.
We're in the time of him being revealed. If not, like it says in Job 9:24, if not, where and who is he?
Right. Right. That shameful spewing, and everybody's on to him, like the elder opened up with. Everybody's on to the fact that this man is a liar, a cheater, a deceiver, a heartbreaker. Everybody's losing faith in the rulers of this world. Okay? And everything that they do within seconds is being figured out and found out upon the internet. Of course, starting with the service to prophets, but the Lord, all right, you got the two witnesses. Again, like we say, you got that third witness, which is the people who were once a part of this system, who once believed in this system, who have woke up to what's going on. And you know who those primarily are? Edomites. Heathen.
Psalm 64.
Jake, here and there, you may have one or two Jakes with platforms where they're kind of going in on things. But the majority of the people, all right, the working class Edomites, they've figured out that the elites have hoarded the blessing into themselves and is pretty much trying to run off into the sunset. So they're going into these platforms, cursing this devil out. Everywhere you look, he's losing control of the narrative. So he's getting ready to what? Take away the internet. Okay, he's getting ready to ban free speech. Okay, and he's getting ready to come down with harsh law codes, man. Draconian measure in preparation to bring in his NWO, because that's what it's all about.
Right. Yeah, but just backing you up on that third witness, which are mostly his own people, other Edomites whistleblowing and bringing out more information to reveal these devils, man. Right. Psalm 64:7, it says, "But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded." So they
when Esau look at us, they know this means F them.
Yo, right.
Like, she walked by and she just gave a look like, fucking niggas. They know, like, they don't know what we saying, but they know we talking about Esau. They know. Because that's that inquisition. They're guilty. They're being investigated. When you're investigated, you get irritated. It's like a target on your back.
Oh, yeah. What's that goddamn camera? When R. Kelly was getting interviewed by Gayle King, he stood up, kicked his chair like, man, y'all killing me, man.
That target on your back.
That's how you feel.
Yo, you're like, damn.
That's how you feel.
You know what I'm saying? That's why the witness got to go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You try to get rid of all the witnesses, like, if that ain't obvious, all the people that's a witness against you just coming up dead and the judge still sitting up there.
Right.
Like, well, I guess we got to move on.
And
it's the case.
Esau is really hog tying people. Esau is hog tying every goddamn body. So you're guilty. You're more guilty than R. Kelly.
I'm telling you.
Okay?
I'm telling you.
But here's that point. Psalm 64:8. It says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves.
Bro, you done made your own people so mad that they like, you know what? Forget everything. Because, you know, they would stand on that privilege.
Right.
At one point. But now, them standing on that privilege ain't even helping.
Right.
You see? And another thing, for the 2/3, man, for the 2/3 of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, so-called, y'all gotta hear from a white person before y'all believe it. You see? So here it is, you got your own brothers standing up, coming out here prophesying, going into the scriptures, going into the prophecies, but you want to throw tomatoes at them. You want to talk shit to them. You know what I'm saying? You don't finally believe it until your father, the devil, tell you.
Right.
And your father, the devil, telling you now, yeah, I want to put something in you. Yeah, I want your soul. I want them eyes. Yeah, I sure damn do. Who gonna stop? That's where he at now. And the prophet standing up saying, the Lord, fool. That's who gonna stop.
Right.
Go ahead.
And Joe Biden failed you niggas, man.
Oh, boy.
Joe Biden has absolutely failed America, period.
Man.
You all thought you were getting saved from Trump. Now look at your asses.
Yeah. 4 years worse.
Yo,
4 years worse, man.
he set you back, man.
He set y'all back.
Oh, man.
The Obama administration and the Biden administration totally destroyed America.
Just complete administrations of pure failure, man.
Failure, man.
It was like playing Monopoly when you land on go to jail, when you got all that momentum going. Y'all landed on go to jail when y'all voted.
Right, and y'all chose him over the Lord.
Right.
Y'all weren't calling on the Lord to save you from Donald Trump. All right, which he's the devil. He's a pawn in the whole scheme.
Right.
But y'all were acting like this nigga was the anti-Messiah.
Right.
Which he's a part of the system, don't get it twisted. But you cried for Joe Biden. Now look at you.
Yeah.
Because why? You're not listening to the prophets. The scriptures tell you never trust your enemy. The scriptures teach you how to systematically and spiritually depart from your enemy while you're in his land and spiritually raise up.
Yep.
And turn back to your power. The scriptures taught you that.
Right.
This America ain't teaching you to turn back to the Lord. This world has went further and further from the Lord to the point where they're talking about AI is going to write a new Bible. The other one, they didn't fact check it. We need AI to fact check this thing. We're going to write our own version of the Bible.
That's what I'm saying, making it worse on yourself. I would say in every captivity you hit something with the Bible.
Right.
With the scrolls. The water. You know what I'm saying? You got this track record of trying to get rid of the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? You'd have been better off just burning all the books, but that wasn't what the prophet said you was gonna do. You see?
They've done that in the history. They've done that before.
Yeah. That's what I said, like Elder Ariana said, he said, I would have never let you niggas read. I would have never.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how you know the Lord is involved.
Exactly.
Yep.
Because this Edomite, like he read, he said, the days of my father Isaac are at hand. When he dies, then I'm going to slay my brother Jacob. That's how you know that's Cain all over again. Esau is basically the reincarnation of Cain. The spirit of Cain is what rules this earth, and that's why there's a sword after the necks of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you haven't figured it out yet.
Right.
You still marching for understanding. You still begging him, the devil, the one who the Lord embedded it in his spirit to be against you, to accept you. So you all confused and through.
That's right, man.
Man.
I'm gonna go back to Isaiah 47.
Subject to prophecy. Go ahead.
This is back in Isaiah 47 and 7. It says, and thou said, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the later end of
You know what I'm
it.
saying? All that pride made you not look far ahead. You know what I'm saying? You look far ahead in wickedness. You see? And looking far ahead in wickedness, it's gonna end. Looking far ahead in righteousness, it's gonna be forever, man.
Yeah.
You see, that's the difference between Esau and Jacob.
Right.
You see, the mindset, the mentality. You know? You still don't know, I'll say, you still don't know the end result of things that you're doing, what, 20, 30 years ago?
Right.
It's just now coming to a head.
Like feminism.
You know what I'm saying?
GMOs.
Yep.
All these different things was for right now.
The jab.
Now, you didn't look far enough ahead to see that your ex was gonna get you burnt to a crisp. You see, it's to the point now to where you fight just as hard for the kingdom of heaven as we are.
Yeah. Because really, they wise in short-term thinking, impulsive thinking. They're not looking at the big picture, you know? Like a righteous man would do, like the scripture says in Proverbs, a righteous man, a prudent man foreseeth the evil. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Basically, he's looking and calculating steps down the road.
Somebody get that.
You know? Considering, okay, if I make this move, how is it going to affect me or the people I'm around, the people that I care about down the line, you know?
Right. When you spray chemtrails over every goddamn body every day, and the Lord is with him because the plane never crashed. It never malfunctions. Every day they're just spraying chemtrails all over the people. Why would you do that?
Yep.
Why would you do that? Because he's the devil, man. He doesn't give it. He just wants to destroy. He's the son of perdition.
That's right.
I want to say the only way a plane gonna crash is if he wanted to crash.
Right.
We got a couple witnesses on that thing. Y'all know, hit in on that plane crash coming real quick for your dog.
Right.
You know? But that's the thing. We serve a higher power, man. We understand through the scriptures that this kingdom is temporary.
Right.
You see? It can't be run. Just like the elder always say, you're not going to obtain eternal life through wickedness.
Right.
You see?
Right.
Being
not gonna
obedient.
obtain it any goddamn way.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
For the Israelites. Salvation is for the Israelites. That's what we're here to proclaim too, man.
Yeah.
The kingdom that's coming is going to be ran, operated, okay, and ruled by Israelite men.
That's right.
Okay? Israelite men, starting with who the world calls Jesus Christ, or Mashiach Yahushua. He's going to establish the throne of David, man. The order from the heavens is coming here, man. And then what are you people going to say?
Yeah, but
That's what, see, wisdom leads to that. And that's what we're here to establish, man. A righteous standard, man, which this earth is completely opposed to righteousness, man.
I found that too. Because I misquoted it earlier. This is Proverbs 22:3. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Because you got to be a visionary. You got to calculate what's going to lie ahead down the road for taking certain actions. There's always consequences. That's childlike behavior, just doing things and not considering the outcome, man. And that's what Esau exhibits on a daily basis. The one that has the most power exhibits the most childlike behavior. You know? Like I think it was probably you, Elder, said like Esau, he just in a control panel with all the damn buttons and controls and just hitting buttons and shit, man.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Not
He
considering
puts
the
onto
outcome.
news, he puts onto the news, there's a submarine going down to visit the Titanic, but I control it with a remote control.
Right, yeah.
This devil is just all over the place.
Yeah, and they actually had a remote control in there, like a game control.
This devil is crazy as hell, man.
He's childish, bro.
Probably the elite fleeing. It could be real. Who knows? But we know this man is the complete devil. And that's why the scriptures say to be occupied in prophecy.
That's right.
Because if you're not occupied in prophecy, this devil can take your mind all over the goddamn place. The people who are in the world are there. I mean, either they're just like, F it, I'm just going to get high and get drunk and eat and myself into I can go back to the spirit world or die or whatever they believe. All right. But others are just like losing their mind, going crazy. Anxiety's at an all-time high. Okay.
Language.
People, some are languaging. People just don't give a fuck. Again, they told the world aliens are at the gas station. Beware, you might see an alien. It might be they're filling up tanks. You know, they're at the back cage. Few sights the alien. They're doing layups. I don't know if they're preparing to play the Globetrotters. We don't know what, but the aliens are out. And people just said, "Oh man," people just start yawning, farting. Or they to pull up at the McDonald's with the Taco Bell. Yeah. Taco Bell. On to the next one. Because again, like I was talking to Elder Ariella, if you saw a transmission person, you saw an alien. So people have already saw fucking aliens. If you saw one of those flip-floppers, you saw an alien. So really, it's not, people don't give a damn about no goddamn alien.
Facts.
It's so wicked and crazy and confusing out here. Aliens is the last of people's worries.
Man, I'm telling you. And if they do come, we'll just bomb them.
Yeah. Right.
Get up.
Right. I'll play Tupac for him.
Obadiah
wanna go switch up?
The pride of thine heart. That was, now y'all bring those out, but
Okay.
yeah, you can get Obadiah since we getting on Esau.
I guess they brought it,
Edom.
yeah.
Yeah. Edom. What is it?
Yeah. Back in Isaiah 47:8, it says, "Therefore hear now this, thou."
7 again?
Yep. Isaiah 47:7, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it.
That's crazy. He compares it to a woman. Why do you think the Bible compares Babylon to a woman? Because a woman has the ability to be fierce, to do a lot of evil, but be celebrated for it.
Yep.
Not get checked.
Not
And
be
when you
accountable.
not be accountable. And when you do check her, ultimately the world is looking at you like you're crazy.
Toxic masculinity.
She gets aimed for being a damn demon.
Yep.
So pretty much she gets to the point where she's just like, can't nobody, I'm gonna just do what the hell I want to
Whatever I wanna
do
do.
to her demise.
And you bet not say that.
A whore. That's why Babylon is likened into a whore, the mother of all harlots. This is the mindset that they exude. I'm gonna be a lady forever. I'm gonna just be a whore. I can do what the hell I want to do. But you didn't think about the latter end of all of them rods and all of those people you burnt when you went around the world. Right? Okay, people are now pissing. These nations are pissing. Like, wait a minute.
It's stingy.
Mary.
Yeah.
You know, the direct, where it came from. Yeah. It says, Isaiah 47:8, "Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly." All characteristics of a woman, like the elder said, man.
Right.
"That says in thine heart, I am, and none else besides me."
And you see the pleasures being basically cried out. They're basically indulgent, because the word Sodom means to burn. So whatever your lust burns to do, you do it. And it's all in rebellion against the Most High God, the God of the Bible, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Everything that's being perpetuated and taught here is rebellion against the Heavenly Father. Those are those pleasures that ultimately this whore, all right, has benefited from.
First Timothy chapter 5, verse 6. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth.
Break it down.
Yeah, like I mentioned, Babylon the Great, Esau's battle church is likened unto a whorish woman. So this is twofold. It's talking about women that are gathering around for this crusade, not let a wicked woman gather abroad because they do whatever. We've seen the fruit of this. And Babylon the Great is doing the same thing. It's gathering abroad, living in deep pleasure, doing whatever the hell they want. And they're pushing that philosophy on the whole world, man. So this is a dead place, man. Because this is the valley of the shadow at the end of the day, man. Because all those pleasure and delicacies, it's a dead mentality that's going around, man. It's nothing but death that's being perpetuated for us. So while Babylon is living, it's in a dead state. It's following the shadow of death all the way around. You can read about that in Job the 10th chapter as well.
Right. The shadow of death indeed. Man. If I wasn't in the truth, I wouldn't even be here. I would be out. To hell with this place, man. This is the worst place on the planet Earth, man.
Obadiah 1 and verse 3. It says, "The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock."
That's what I'm saying. Just like in Isaiah 47, it was saying you didn't think about the latter end.
Right.
You see? All I'm saying, like we talked about last week, all good things come to an end.
Right.
You see? That's why the scriptures let us know that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. You see? But that pride starting to be broken down. You see? When you get into the unicorn, which is the internet according to the scriptures, and all these different things, you starting to see him getting weaker and weaker.
Right.
Now he still got enough power to be proud, but the people ain't as afraid no more.
Right.
You see? The bully done finally got punched in the face with something he don't know how to respond with, and that's prophecy.
Yeah.
You see? Keeping that jab out, letting you know the Lord is coming.
Right.
Every time they say, no, this is what the Lord say. No, this is what the Lord say. You keeping that jab out there. You see? Ultimately setting him up for that right hand, which is the Lord's return.
Jab in the feint.
You know what I'm saying?
Because Esau gonna counter. So it's that jab with the feint.
And they're broken up. They don't agree. Their system, their little alliance that they had, as this chapter is going to go into, is being broken up. their power, yeah, they still have the sword, but America's losing allies day by day.
Oh, yeah, right.
In preparation for the big day where they all turn on his ass, man. And this is what the prophets were here to speak into existence. This is what this chapter, Obadiah, is going into.
Yeah.
Nobody was talking about the Obadiah
Nah.
until the Israelites came on the scene. Now everybody is an expert on Obadiah.
Yeah.
Now Vocab Malone, he puts on his Kango every day and recites Obadiah. Right? Everybody wants to talk about Esau. And, nah. It's too late. Christianity, again, it's too late for Christianity. That's a new video.
Shit, they done already.
Yeah, they already
Yeah,
wrapping
they
up.
through, man.
30 minutes.
Well, I'm happy though. Shit.
Because
You like, god damn, man, shut the
too much.
You want to go over there, get the fuck out of here, man.
Oh man.
You know, you just want to go and get carnal. We can't do it, but like, damn, that's childish to just go stand on the right there and just yell on a microphone.
Bro, and the thing is, that's what I'm saying. He postured. Yeah, you got some guys saying it's all about skin color,
Right.
right? And other shit.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Not bringing out no precepts. It's all this John 3:16. It's the John 3:16 energy, and they don't even understand that.
Yeah.
You see?
If you're a Christian and you still quoting that, you haven't been doing your due diligence. Christians don't really go into that no more. That's how you know he's a Johnny come lately. Christians have gave up on John 3:16.
Obadiah 1 and 3 again from the top. It says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. That's another hint. That's another clue. Going into the Edomites, Mount Seir, the Caucasus Mountains, all these different names that tip you off. You see? And they even stole that. They even stole the cave dweller from Ham.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's nothing original.
Yeah.
The only thing original is murder and lies. You see? From Cain to Esau, that's a whole lot of wickedness, man. That's a whole lot of history. You know?
Right, and you know that devil, Noah Harari, his last name means mountain dweller.
Wow.
Damn.
Damn.
If you look up Harari, somebody look it up.
Yeah, that's Amalek.
Yeah, that's the
You know what I'm saying? That's Amalek all day.
That's him. In his,
You know?
in his first name, Noah, then Yubal. That word Yubal goes back to Jubal, which is the descendant of Cain.
Tubal Cain, yo.
Not Tubal. Yubal or Yubal. Jubal, which ultimately is a descendant of Cain.
Man, that's
Which means stream. So ultimately, the spirit is revealing all things, man. Those who have ears to hear will understand and know, damn, this is the Esau is Cain coming back.
Right.
That lineage of Cain, they were doing the same goddamn thing that you Edomites are doing today.
Right.
And our forefathers in that day, their day were calling your ass out, and here we are.
Continuing on, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Who shall bring me down to the ground? We'll just bomb them. You know what I'm saying? You see all these YouTube shorts with military men going into how tough they are, and somebody else gonna have to raise your children if you rise up against us. We got this. You know what I'm saying? There's a pissing match with missiles going on right now, man.
So I got his chest poked out.
There was a podcast a while back, you had a military guy, and they were talking about, is America falling? And he said, I'll stop all that right now. You know why America isn't gonna fall? The M16, they start naming off all the weapons, man.
Yep.
Who's gonna be living by the sword and boasting?
That's their
according to the
comfort.
scriptures.
Yes.
These Edomites, man.
That's their peace of mind, their weaponry. It's a sword, man. Yeah. Yo.
Right, and in the kingdom, we're not going to have any need for that.
Yeah.
Now, this is the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, in the 4th verse. And they worshiped the dragon, Rome, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?
That's what I'm saying. With that military, everybody else. This fool's so proud. This fool's so proud that he just handed missiles out. As long as I got the most, I'm good. Type deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it ain't gonna work the way you thinking it's gonna work. You know what I'm saying? But he done so much dirt with the sword. You know what I'm saying? Like, who want it?
Yeah.
Anybody can get it.
Yeah.
And you got nations that was literally at one point in time went from shaking in their boots to like, you know what? Fuck this, man.
You ain't that bad.
You ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? You get cussed out of your own kingdom.
Let the weak say I am strong.
Yeah,
You know?
And the only book that spoke all of these things into existence is the Holy Scriptures, man. The Allah ain't speaking, Buddha ain't speaking, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, none of the gods that Kemet, all 2,000 of them niggas, none of them are speaking. The only God that's speaking, okay, through his only begotten son is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whose Hebrew name is Yahweh, his son's name is Yahweh Shai. And we're the servants of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai to come speak the end into existence. So you Edomites being with the target that's on your back is prophetic.
You would think people would look at it like, damn, this thing is listing off all the things that come to pass.
Right.
That's a big deal. But it takes the spirit of Yahweh Shai to really recognize that. Right? And these people clearly, they don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shai. Okay? The spirit of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy, like it says in Revelation 19:10.
That's right.
You know? Keep reading in this Obadiah.
Somebody else got something.
I'm gonna just go back to Isaiah.
Yeah. Let's go back. That's what
That link right up, they go together.
Yeah. This is back in Isaiah 47, and I didn't finish 8. It says, "Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that says in thine heart, I am, and none else besides me."
That's what I'm saying. That's the pride that's on the Edomites right now. Say I'm gonna say I don't believe in God, and if it is a God, it's me. He got all these acts and all these works that has built his pride up, along with lies, rape, robbery, murder. You know the whole wickedness kit. Go ahead.
It says, "Neither shall I, Salakia, I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children."
That's what I'm saying. Then, just like in Obadiah, who shall bring me down? You see, set his nest among the stars. Technology increasing in his favor. Go ahead.
Verse 9, it says, "But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments."
That's what I'm saying. The Lord is going to send his son to destroy this place, man. You see? We'll say your sins are stacked up to the heavens, man. And Job 14 will tell you only going to go so far. You only going to be able to do so much. You at the end of that little season. Just like with Revelation 20. It said you will be let loose for a little season. That little season is coming to an end based off the prophecies. Based off what we see in the world. Based on Ezekiel 37, 38, and 39 going on right now. You see?
I got a precept. If you don't mind.
Yeah.
This is 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." You know, so that's the time that we're coming into. The man of sin is being revealed, man. The son of perdition. All manner of wickedness and enchantments, all of these spells that's put on these peons that's walking around, all things is being revealed, man. You know, that's why we go into the book of Revelation. It means to pull back the veil, right? It says, "Who opposed and exalted himself all that is called
Right.
or that is worshipped."
See, the end wasn't going to come until Esau, Edom was revealed, all right, through the daughter of Babylon. Okay? That's what this is talking about, man. Because here it is, we're in 2023, and Jake is trying to do everything in their power to take the focus off Esau. All of these camps are just taking the focus off of Esau, all right, and either putting the focus on themselves or taking the scriptures and everything that's speaking to Esau, put GMS right there. Which is a complete bugged out reprobate mindset. The house of David, again, is waxing stronger, and the house of Saul is waxing weaker.
Right.
Saul was afraid of the enemy. Saul was afraid of Goliath because of this great might and power that he had. And right now, in a spiritual sense, Goliath is Esau. Okay,
Right.
he's the big bad beast. Okay, that ultimately he's never been taken down.
Nobody don't want to challenge him.
So as we're going out and spying out the land, you're going to have those who come back with the message of salvation and victory.
Right.
We can take this dude through the spirit. We got him, man. Just keep preaching.
Right.
Let's go out. And you're going to have those that are like, oh, shit.
False report, man.
They're going to come back with a false report all right, and take focus off the enemy. Okay? Whoever is saying wicked as GMS, or it's just about some BS, or trying to deceive, or trying to take, just use your time to prove that the microchip ain't biblical. So Jake is just out of there, man. Everything that was made to expose Esau, Jake is just kind of shying away from it. Now, Jake saying we don't hate Esau. Like, to hate don't mean that I'm gonna just clothesline your ass or harm you. We know according to prophecy, harm will be done when Yahushua returns.
Right.
Okay, but the bottom line is, hate just means you have a strong dislike.
Why
are Israelites afraid to say they hate Esau?
Right.
What's wrong with you? He hates the Most High. He's telling you, look, he said the son of the Most High is fake news. That's what he said. We're gonna rewrite the Bible. Okay, we don't need the Son of God to attain immortality. So they hate the Most High. But here it is, you're ashamed in the latter days to proclaim you hate the man of sin.
Right.
Which just means you don't fuck with them. You don't agree.
That's all it means.
When it comes to my people, I'm gonna teach them to separate you from you, not be like you. But if I work with you, okay. What's up? Good morning, nigga.
Get over it, man.
Hold the door open. I'm not gonna go out here and be no complete asshole and harm people.
Right.
But yes, we hate Edomites. We hate Hamites. You see?
That's right.
But in the kingdom of heaven, we're gonna teach them how to do righteousness, man. They're gonna have to learn righteousness. That's the end all be all. I hate them with a perfect hatred. We're not ashamed to say that.
Exactly. Don't I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee? That's what King David said, man.
Right.
You know?
I got it.
That's a showing up there of the house of Saul.
Right.
Because the house of David, King David had that mindset.
Yeah.
He hated those that hated the Heavenly Father, man. He stood up, man.
Right.
You know, so if you shine away from that, then you're not of the house of David at the end of the day.
Bro, you know how pissed David was that a heathen was in Jerusalem doing wickedness? He hated that. Now here it is, because then it was the Philistines, okay? The Philistines, which that's who Goliath was, a Philistine. Okay, but now who is it? The Amalekites. They're in the Holy Land doing all of those abominable acts, exalting themselves against the Most High and His Son, and telling you they're the chosen people. And you go wait to 2023 and say, well, we don't hate Esau.
Yeah. That's not righteousness.
God hates white people.
Yeah.
It ain't white people though. See, you could get around that.
Yeah.
Because they'll try to get you, you hate white people. I don't know what there ain't no such thing as a white person. We hate Edomites. And we also teach that there's Israelites that may look like who we call Edomites.
When I was still playing college ball and I was teaching during that time, when the AD brought me in the office, that's one of the questions they asked me. Are you teaching that you hate white people? You know, even knowing the truth, I knew to say, well, it's not white people. We're talking about a bloodline descendants of a specific nation of people in the Bible. They could look like anybody. Yeah. Right? So yeah, you don't got to be afraid to say what the scriptures say.
Speak the truth.
All the men of the Lord taught, the volume of the book, they had a great disdain for evildoers.
Right.
Right? By default, if you love righteousness, you hate wickedness by default.
Right.
There's no middle ground. Everybody's trying to not step on toes.
Right.
The Lord don't move that way.
Hell no.
The Lord step on everybody's toes. It's His way or no way. All right, I'm going to read that account of David that y'all brought up.
Yeah.
It's in the G&T, Psalms 139 and 20. They say wicked things about you. They speak evil things against your name. You brought up the Harari guy, right? Oh Lord, how I hate those who hate you. Now we should follow, after the example of David. He had some faults, but the scriptures say that he was a man after the Most High's heart, right? Isn't that what you desire to be, so that you can be in the day of the Lord's anger? Okay. It says, oh Lord, how I hate those who hate you. How I despise those who rebel against you.
Right.
I hate them with a total, in the KJV it says a perfect hatred.
Yeah.
I regard them as my enemies. These people are your enemies. We shouldn't be trying to, tiptoe with them, man. You got to pick a side, especially in this time. A line is being drawn in the sand, man.
Right.
And we see what happened with those people who are trying to play the fence. A lot of people who knew they were Israelites 2 or 3 years ago, they bowed down to a syringe instead of the Most High.
Right.
You can't play both sides, bro. You gotta pick a side. That was it on that.
You gotta hate the evil and love the good and establish judgment today.
Right.
It can't be both. You can't be pussyfooting with it. You can't be lukewarm. And that's when your how about Shemar Shah will spit you out, man. And then you'll be opened up to fold to anything, man, because you didn't want to actually establish a judgment and take a stance.
I got one real quick. Psalms 97 and 10. Ye that love the Lord hate evil, and he preserveth the souls of his saints. He delivereth them out of the hands of the wicked. There you go.
He'll preserve the soul of his saints, man. When you do that, when you do this and establish judgment, hate evil, and search after the good, that's when you'll be protected. That's when you'll be given strength in the time of trouble, in the time of inquisition and persecution. That's when the Most High will back you up because you backed him up.
Right.
Nope.
Right. Another characteristic of Saul was the Lord told him to decimate the Edomites and all that they had, the Amalekites. And what Saul do? He was disobedient. See, David is going to get the job done.
Right, exactly.
The house of David is going to get the job done. Okay, and Samuel was obedient to what the Lord said to do. He hewed King Agag in pieces. Now you got Israelites doing interviews with Agag. You're meeting up with Agag over pizza.
Yeah, amen.
Talking about the live show they're going to do the next day. Nah, man, the house of David ain't going to be moving like that in the latter days, man. And we damn sure ain't going to be afraid to say we hate Edomites.
Right.
I hate niggas. I hate the 2/3.
Yeah.
How about that? It just means a strong dislike.
Yo, we have to establish judgment in the gate and quit tiptoeing with wickedness, man.
Right.
That's been the historical legacy of Jake, man.
Right.
We're in the time when Yahweh Shah is drawing the line in the sand, man.
Right. And if a 2/3 happens to be somebody who you think is a 2/3, but they're of the elect, it's going to be through rebuke that they're going to turn back to the Lord, not through you pity-patting with them and telling you love them. And nah, man. Now we understand, according to prophecy, they're Israelites. They're still beloved of the Lord, but overall, for the gospel's sake, they were made enemies.
That's right.
So we're at war right now. We ain't got time to be playing all of these pity-pat games and pity-pat with wickedness and taking it. Nah, man, you got to come hardcore with this thing. We're coming into the kingdom.
Hey, if you're not a part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
Right.
That's just the facts behind it, man. And you're going to have to get moved out of the way so the solution can be perpetuated.
Like Saul was moved out of the way.
Yeah, exactly.
He was moved out of the way.
Like, I'll go fuck
and
it.
David was like, I got this uncircumcised Philistine. And he trusted in his rock.
Matter of fact.
See, a lot of you niggas don't trust in the rock, man. And the rock, according to the Holy Scriptures, is Yahweh Shai. A lot of you are losing the faith. A lot of you are agents. Right? And a lot of you are scared, man.
That's what it is.
You're scared to be put out in front of the world as an enemy to Esau, Edom, and his Edomite supremacy system that has rebelled against Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Lied about the angels, lied about who the true people of the Heavenly Father are, changed the food, taught children a whole satanic doctrine, does all kind of wickedness, and now we get to the end, and you're afraid to tell him, nigga, I'm not with you. A lot of you niggas are really Christians, man.
That's right. I got a quick preview. This is Isaiah 6 and 8. It says, also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send? And who will go for us? Then I said, here I am, send me. So that's the spirit that we in, man, like Isaiah was, man. Like it says in Psalms 94, who shall rise up for me against the workers of iniquity, man? So somebody got to do it, man. Somebody got to be set completely for the defense of the gospel the right way, man, and not compromise with wickedness.
The Lord said, go out to the highways and the hedges, man. You see? And scream on these people, man. You see? Lift up your voice like a trumpet. You see? They had microphones, motorbikes, all type of stuff out here earlier. You know what I'm saying? But it don't matter. You tell them anyway.
Yeah.
Don't think that vibration ain't hitting them waves. Everybody, when they pass by, they gun it up a little extra. Yeah, all that matter.
Right.
All that's documented.
2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7. For the Most High hath not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind.
We played with Esau long enough when we was niggas, man. We didn't get this truth to play with you Edomite. You going down according to the Holy Scriptures, man. And this testimony we're giving is for your ass to receive a 1,000-year sentence of captivity. Okay? And after that, your nation will be evicted out of the garden. Gone. You don't deserve to be on earth. Look what you've done to it. You ruined paradise, going back to the serpent. Now that same spirit rules the whole entire planet Earth, man. No, man, you gotta go. That's right. You are the problem. Yes, there is a target on your back. But see, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. You're trying to mix the spiritual message and make it out to be carnal. It ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be mere speech that crashes this beast system, man. The words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua, again, Revelation 13 is coming up against Revelation 14. The seed of the serpent versus the seed of the woman is getting ready to clash in the planet Earth, man. And we're not coming with the spirit of fear. We have nothing to lose.
Coming like watered down antibiotics, man.
See, a lot of you are thinking about your interest in this world. The elect were foretold to love not their lives even unto the death. So this world ain't gonna move them. What this world comes with, the ideology, we've seen enough to know, but hey, to hell with what they say. Like those Christians right now, they're going to get a large pepperoni pizza. You know, after Christians love them some goddamn pizza.
Oh my goodness.
It's always pizza night for Christians.
Friday night.
But you're not wicked if you eat pizza. I can't eat it. But if you eat lawful pizza, but Christians, it's always pizza.
That's so true, bro. It's funny, but it's true. It is.
So I said the church lock in.
That church, bro, they love that shit. Sprites and Pepsis and shit all over the place.
And Mac and me spirits. Go ahead.
That's true though, bro. That shit's true.
Didn't that nigga have pizza, Mac?
They love
That nigga love pizza.
Be not therefore ashamed of the testimony of our Lord, nor of me, his prisoner, but be thou partaker of the afflictions of the gospel according to the power of the Most High. And that's a part of it. That's what these other Israelite camps don't want to be a part of. You gotta stand up for it, but there's also afflictions that come with that. But that's where the glory is. That's where the reward is in the afflictions of the gospel. You know, and because Jacob's being lukewarm, the Most High give the spirit, so they shy away from all that. As soon as a little bit of persecution comes, as soon as a little bit of that light shine up on their ass, now they shine away being a bunch of beasts.
Parable of the sower. One of those seeds was the one that got choked out by the curls of his life. You know what I'm saying? Or the ones that got offended. See, it was all good until you got offended.
Right.
Like that last time. It's so irritating. I can read it for you. This is the book of Psalms 69 and 20. It says, reproach hath broken my heart, and I am full of heaviness. Go ahead. And I looked for some to take pity, but there was none. And for comforters, but I found none. Go ahead.
This world don't give a goddamn about what.
And you have to understand it. You have to accept it.
You gotta accept it.
Because you can get sunken down in like loneliness in your mind. But fuck it, man. They ain't gonna win. You always say that. You know, Elder Yahshua always say, one thing I keep in my head is no way that the Most High is gonna let them win.
Keep reading. Verse 21, it says, they gave me also a gall for my meat.
Bro, man, there's so many freaking alphabet people. Just on my walk to here, it was ridiculous, man. And I actually kind of got pissed. And I turned to somebody, I said, are you gay? He's like, are you? And I was like, man, fuck that man. Because he wanted to smoke. And I was like, let me just smoke. I wasn't expecting that. He was totally in his, he was like, hey, are you gay? And I was like, all right. You ready to counsel you? Yeah, bro, he was ready to fight. Oh, okay. He's like, go ahead, man. You gotta just let, this world ain't gonna make it, man. It ain't gonna make it. All of the devices, when our elders talking about Revelation 13 is coming up against Revelation 14, we're seeing them actually do that in the earth. Like all the policies and everything they've been talking about, they're moving forward. They're not playing. Esau ain't playing. Esau is quickly moving.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's moving. Okay? So you have to have it in your mind, like, as disgusting as it's gonna get, and as like you're just gonna be dejected. The word dejected. If somebody can look up the word dejected and put it on the comment board, that's how you're gonna feel. But you gotta know there's no way the Most High is gonna let them take the W out this house. No. Okay? No. Keep reading, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say this. That's a song of Asaph in Psalm 73. Because he was pissed because the wicked was winning. You see all these Moses, all right, alphabet people, ain't nothing really happened to them. Esau look like they winning, but hey, he went to the sanctuary of the Most High. He understood the end.
Right.
And that's what you have to hold on to, the faith in the prophecies. Man. That's what makes it a little easier, and that's what the comfort is. It makes it a little easier to turn the other cheek. Even though you vexed with the filthy conversation of wicked, you don't fly out the handles because you know that's okay. Eventually, the Most High can get all you wicked mother effers when it's time.
Yup. You just gotta suffer patiently, like the Hawashah did.
Right. All right. This is back in Psalms 69 and 21. It says, "They gave me also gall for my meat, and in my thirst they gave me vinegar to drink." Okay. It says,
They did that to Yahushua.
"Yep,
That's happening to us. That's how this world feels about us. They don't give a goddamn about us.
right."
So why should you pity pat and play with them? To hell with this world.
They pour salt in the wound.
Right. So GMS must endure 144 put dejected, depressed. That's how you feel in this world. Cast down, afflicted, low spirited, sad, dispirited. Like this world makes you feel dejected. That's why you got to come out of this world and remain in a spiritual mindset. You got to have a kingdom mindset, knowing there's no way a righteous power would allow this just to continue forever. Like, no, they're not gonna. They're not. No, don't let yourself get dejected. Okay.
Wait, Psalm 69 and 22. It says, "Let their table become a snare before them."
Let their table become a snare. Let what they have set up and what they think and what they prepared in order for them to be satisfied become a snare to them.
Yes.
So everything that they're talking about in Revelation, the 13th chapter, is going to become a snare unto them. The Most High setting them up in their pride. Let their table become a snare. Go ahead.
It says, and that which should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap.
Let everything that they think that they're going to secure their kingdom, they're going to secure the fatness of the earth with their crafty devices and everything that they think that they're going to conjure up, let it be a trap. The Most High is going to do that to our enemy, to the wicked. Okay? Everything that they say and they bring against you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, those of you who truly believe in this truth, when you're going through your daily life and you're looking at everything and you get dejected and you're like, ugh, and you're just like, fuck. Everything that they're doing against you, bro, is going to be a trap to them in that time. And a W is going to be for you, and it's going to be an L to them.
Right.
All right? You have to have faith in these words. Okay? Even though it don't seem like you're going to catch a W. Even though it seems like, man, how they going to stop this shit?
Right. How we gonna stop? Like that's how Saul felt about Goliath.
That's how he was acting.
It's like, damn, nigga, how we gonna win this against this guy?
Right? Most I don't like that spirit.
Right, because it don't look like this devil go down unless you tap into the prophecies.
Right.
That's why you got to be occupied in prophecy, because you see, oh damn, okay, the beast system is breaking up. The beast is starting to hate the Lord. This devil is being exposed. When you tie everything to prophecy, you can clearly see there's a victory coming, man. The Lord is working on our behalf through the Holy Spirit. All of these things are happening in preparation to put us in position for deliverance. All of this rebellion, the hurrah, everything that they're doing is a fulfillment of what's written here. The volume of the book had to be fulfilled. And we're here. So now ain't the time to you got to be emboldened right now, man. Victory is coming for us. The Lord is not about to allow these wicked demons to just win.
Right.
Like Joe Biden and his son and all of them are just going to get the victory. Barack Obama.
Yeah, hell no.
Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
No.
Harris, yeah.
Kamala Harris. No. There's no victory coming for those kind of people, man. Victory is coming for those who stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. we're right in the face of the NWO, the New World Order.
Right. Continuing on, back in Psalm 69 and 23, it says, "Let their eyes be darkened that they see not, and make their loins continually to shake. Pour out thine indignation upon them."
Let them be in worry and fear. Let them be in a place of uncertainty.
Right.
Pour out your judgment upon them. That's indignation. Righteous judgment. Everything is going to turn back on this place and the people who rule this place. It's not going to go according to what you see on Fox News and CNN, the way that they want to determine it for your life. Okay? Go ahead, Champ.
It says, "And let thy wrathful anger take hold of them. Let their habitation be desolate, and let none dwell in their tents."
Boom, and let them be cast out. The 1,000 years of imprisonment that Esau is going to suffer. They're going to be relegated to rebuilding the next kingdom. They're going to be at the bottom, building the foundation.
The elites.
Okay? When you riding on your horse, you going to see Edomites picking up concrete, taking it off. You going to see them at the bottom of the iron ore. I ain't going to see them because I'm going to be somewhere else. But the Hamites that report to me are going to tell me about the iron ore that the Edomites is getting out the ground. And I'm going to be like, how much did they get? And it better be an accurate report or I'll slap shit out the Hamite.
Yeah.
All right? Because I ain't going to be at the goddamn mine saying, did you do a good job? No. The Hamite, the Elamite, whatever, is going to come report to you about what the Edomite is pulling up out the ground because we need it for this. And they better do it right.
My main taskmaster.
They're going to come and they're going to report to you about the seeds that were planted and them cultivating it all in the middle of nowhere. Because are you going to be in the middle of nowhere sweating, looking at their ass? No. Right? We're going to be back in eastward Eden. Governing, chilling.
That's right.
And in your prospective regions that you've been given. Delegate. You know? I ain't doing all that shit. You know, that's me. I ain't busy.
I ain't doing that shit either.
Man, those days are over.
That shit's through.
Alright?
Shit.
Your supervisor is still at work. I ain't know.
And none of the brothers of the men of the Lord looking forward to getting to the kingdom and working.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna see us anyway like that.
The elites
Alright.
are gonna come around, here and there.
The owner of the plantation ain't whip nobody. He too busy enjoying his life. And he telling other niggas to go whip the slaves.
Right.
You ain't doing that shit. Go ahead.
This is back in Psalm 69 and 26. It says, For they persecute him who thou hast smitten, and they talk to the grief of those whom thou hast wounded.
That's why they make all these holidays and all these wicked days that they celebrate after they killed everybody. And they expect you to enjoy it too. Alright? They boast themselves in their wickedness. Bald-headed ass Edomite.
Ooh, I hate Esau. God damn.
Alright? Go ahead.
Add iniquity unto their iniquity, and let them not come into thy righteousness.
That's right. So the Most High's got Dennis Rodman, Charles Barkley, Draymond Green, blockout, post-up game on anything positive for the Edomites, man.
Right.
You ain't receiving it.
Right.
In that time, okay?
That's all I want.
All right?
Psalm chapter 7, start at verse 11. And the Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day.
Yeah. Well, is he fuming, angry, or where he's upset with what Esau's doing? And I can't believe it. No, he just has righteous judgment reserved for the wicked every day. You didn't get away. All right, go ahead.
If he turn not, he will whet his sword. He hath bent his bow and made it ready.
What does it mean to whet your sword? The word wet, W-H-E-T, means to sharpen, to prepare it to cut. All right, go ahead.
He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. he ordaineth his arrows against the persecutors.
Right. So he basically he has the Holy Host prepared, and what else has happened? He's put it in the mind of these people to create weapons of mass destruction. To do what? To be a snare. They think that they're scaring the world with their weaponry and their military into submission, but the Most High made it as a snare for them to kill themselves.
Yep, for the brawl for it all. World War III, Armageddon. That's why those missiles were created. And the devil had so many missiles that he just started passing them out, not knowing he was setting up his own destruction.
Yeah, 100%.
That's how stupid you Edomites are. You would think, like, I'm gonna just keep these for myself. Nah, he got so proud. He said, like, we can make money off this.
Yeah.
Then he start handing them out there and blaming the people that got them. They got weapons of mass destruction. Where the fuck did they get them from?
Right.
That's like being mad because everybody eating. That was mad because everybody eating the food you put out there. Why are they eating this? Nah, nigga, you did that. You had a plan. Oh, so you had a plan that ain't gonna go how you thought it was gonna go.
Right. He's a very idiotic individual. You Edomites, one of the things that you find out when you come into this truth is that Esau's overrated, man.
They were considered a lot of
He's not very wise in how he's ruled this earth, in the moves he's made. It's very stupid. Okay?
Behold, he travaileth with iniquity, and hath conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehood.
Brought forth lies, bro. BS. And we're in a time where people are seeing through the BS, man. And what's crazy is that when you read Habakkuk, the second chapter, basically everybody drinks down of the lies and the falsehood, and then they realize, and this is some BS.
Yeah.
And then they start to have what? A taunting proverb against him. He starts to be revealed. We're in a time of revelation, manifestation of the truth. Okay? You gotta be an idiot if you really think America is a righteous country. You have to be a Tyler dumbass. Okay? Go ahead.
He made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made.
Right. And that pit is going to be world domination. That pit that he digged, that he thought that everybody was going to fall in, was going to be him thinking that he was going to encapsulate the world in his power structure.
Put his stamp on it.
Right, and he's going to put a stamp on it. He was going to be able to craft this device and put it on everybody and control everything. When what's going to happen is everybody's going to start fighting and killing each other.
Right.
Okay? Go ahead, champ.
His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealings shall come down upon his own pate.
Upon his pate, upon his crown, man. His vile dealings. And so when we look at the World Economic Forum, the IMF, the Trilateral Commission, the EU, all these international conglomerates, all these international organizations that govern the world, they thinking they're really going to dictate the future from 1 year to 100 years out. And it's just going to lead to absolute mayhem and chaos. This is why you see alphabet people walking around the streets in droves. Everything is in confusion. So that's going to come up on his own pate. It's going to turn around on him, man.
Right, because he figures he's got these people drunk off all these philosophies.
Yep.
It'll be easier to, control them. But that's going to turn on his ass, man.
Right. Because what's happening? There's a revolution in masculinity that's happening. So men are starting to wake up, and they're pulling their head out of their woman's ass and waking the hell up. Maybe not you, but most men.
Me too.
Good job, champ.
Come on.
Let's go. Let's go. I had to check the temperature.
He was serious. Like, nigga, I ain't on that.
Men are starting to wake up, man. They're starting to realize, you know what? This is some bullshit.
Man,
You're right.
I'm telling you.
You're right, buddy.
I'm telling
Doing
you.
a shot,
I'm telling you.
And so what's happening is that all around the world, men are starting to look at what's happening, that the Esau spread, And they're starting to say, no, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute.
Just got to reset. Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken.
Babylon have been a golden cup that made all the world drunken, man. Everybody's gonna drink the philosophies and the ways of weakness and wickedness of Esau. Okay?
The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Right, the nations have gone crazy. They done drank down this Babylon juice, and they've lost control over everything. They're mad. All right. Look like when you get that, you take one too many drinks. You was chilling, and you take that one sip that took you over the edge, and then you're mad. You lost it. Dang. Okay.
Get wisdom real quick to back up what you say. Somebody get Wisdom of Solomon 14 and start at around 22 in the GNT.
In the GNT?
Yeah.
All right. Wisdom of Solomon. I got you, bro. Real quick. Wisdom of Solomon 14. You said it started around 22?
What did it say?
It says the results of idolatry.
Yep, read that.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 22. One thing led to another. It was not enough to be wrong about the knowledge of God. They lived in a state of evil warfare. But they were so ignorant that they called it peace.
Right, and that's where we are. Now, the point I wanted is further down, but that's good too.
Oh, yes.
It's to the point where people are so stupefied that they really believe this is life. This is civilization.
Yeah.
You know? Walking on concrete all goddamn day. Somehow that's cool.
Right.
These great wars of ignorance call they peace.
Yeah.
We got Earth Day. Every day should be Earth Day.
Right. Right.
Asinine.
That's normal to people that
Right.
one day out of the year we cry and march 1
Picking
month
up
or
trash
1
and
week.
shit.
Remember when we went to the Earth Day?
Yeah. It was so stupid, so low level, so stupid.
Let's put the plastic in this side.
And the people there don't really have a mind towards really the earth being fixed.
Yeah. You gotta get Esau out.
You gotta repent. The step towards getting the earth back right is repenting.
Right.
Stopping sin, man.
Yep.
Because that is a big part of the problem. The behavior patterns of the people, that leads to a bad, funky vibration in the earth. And then if once you live it, and that's how you live your life, then that's how you